With this video, we will be doing rap's most embarrassing beef, and if you want to help this channel and the content that we're making, please help support our merchandise. The link is in the description. If you didn't hit the like button, make sure you hit the like button. Try and get the channel to grow, and the only way we're going to do this if you like, share, and comment on the content. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Let's go! Chi, get the yayo.
Get the yayo.
Dissing another rapper is one of the most dangerous things you can do
Facts.
in hip-hop.
Better
Depending
watch
on how
your
you
mouth.
do it and what response comes your way, it could be damaging to your whole career.
Facts.
Because when you find yourself on the losing end and the world is all laughing at you,
Yeah.
or even worse, feeling sorry for you, then it can be pretty hard to come back from.
Yeah.
My name is Luesta.
Damaging.
That's a fact. You never know what you're stepping into. Sometimes the grass look green on the other side. It might look sweet over there. Then you might go over there and get bit by a mamba real quick.
Yeah,
know
you
what I'm
think
saying?
you just gonna jump into some dirt real quick,
Yeah.
and the whole time it'd be some quicksand.
Yeah, never know.
And these are some of the most embarrassing beefs in rap. Although it's probably hard for his fans to hear, the most recent masterclass on how not to handle conflict came from none other than J. Cole. You're probably familiar with how this all got started by now,
Dream.
but to jog your memory, Drake and Cole dropped the track First Person Shooter a couple months back. In the song, the Dreamville Kingpin saluted not only himself and Drizzy, but K-Dot as well as the big three
big
of
three.
rap.
When they argue the hardest MC, is it K-Dot, is it Aubrey or me? We the big three like we started a league, but right now I feel like Muhammad Ali.
Even though he also did call himself Muhammad Ali, it seemed like a legitimate call for
Definitely found like a legitimate
That's my
call.
song with my
Crazy,
lyrics
this how
on
it
Apple
all
Music.
began.
all for all of them to coexist. But Kendrick had no plans for that, and dropped his incredible verse on Future and Metro Boomin's Like That, which took aim at Cole and Drake in a vicious fashion, where he claimed, "Motherfuck the big three, it's just big me, bum." After that went down, all eyes fell to Drake and
Cause they have been going for so long, for so many years, but by this point, it was just the last straw.
Yeah, I like the way he's reading this. He's
it's
hilarious.
dope.
He
It's
said,
dope.
"Boom."
Big three, it's just big me, bum. After that went down, all eyes fell to Drake and Cole, as the rules of the game dictated that they need to respond to that kind of call out. Particularly Cole, who, for the past couple of years, has been rhyming about how he would eviscerate any MC who came his way and claiming he's the best.
Yeah.
So Cole did just that, dropping 7-minute drill at the conclusion of his surprise project entitled Might Delete Later.
Killed the project.
And after the diss arrived, people did hope that they really would remove
That killed the whole project.
That killed the whole
We
project.
was
'cause
reacting
that
to the project.
Was dope.
It was fire. It was track after track after track of heat. It was an album you could just press play and let it
Right
play.
out.
We was waiting for the full off album, high anticipation. Then all of a sudden, overnight, everything just got burnt
Yeah.
up.
That's that one track you wish you could take back.
Facts.
as they weren't really feeling it, particularly when so many of his critiques of K-Dot were just invalid.
First shit was classic, your last shit was tragic. Good Kid Mad City classic. Mr. Morale, tragic? How? It was one of Kendrick's boldest, most experimental, most adventurous albums yet. Your second shit put dudes to sleep, but they gassed it. T-Pab! Being boring is like the core criticism you could make of most of J. Cole's catalog.
After the public pretty much roasted his response, Cole got on stage at his own Dreamville festival and shocked the whole world when he did the unthinkable by apologizing.
Oh man.
So proud of that project, except for one part that make me feel like, man, that's the lamest shit I ever did in my.
That was authentic. Like that.
But this is my exact words we just said.
Yeah, that's what I'm sitting there.
That was
like,
the one thing that messed up the whole project.
messed up the whole project.
It was a great body of work, and then you put that stain next to it
Yeah,
for no reason.
it was corny. Like he said, it was the lamest thing.
Yeah.
Project, except for one part that make me feel like, man, that's the lamest shit I ever did in my
Facts.
life. In my spirit of trying to like get this music out, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I moved in a way that I feel spiritually feel bad on me. Like I try to like jab my back, and I try to keep it friendly.
Right.
But at the end of the day, when I listen to it and when it comes out and I see the talk, that shit don't sit right with my spirit. That shit disrupts my peace.
As he told the world that he regretted the whole thing.
You know how AI got like that commercial with the commercial with practice. I was like 20 years ago, but that life lives on. So now it's like commercials coming out now all about AI saying practice. 20 years from now, mark my words, there's going to be commercials about this apology.
Yeah.
Just like AI, 20 years, because this is apology heard around the world. Like that practice comment from AI was heard around the world.
Yeah, this wasn't just a moment. This is one of them moments.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just part of like some rap beef.
Yeah.
If he thought for a second that's what it was.
Yeah.
This is one of them big moments.
The biggest moment.
Through time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Through time. As we
Facts.
stand right now.
This was next to Biggie and Pop.
Yeah.
Facts.
The occasional fan praised him for his maturity. Low-key, Cole probably realized he strayed away from how he started and wanted a reset. I don't even know how and at what point he started writing those aggressive bars he has been doing for the past few years. He made his name off the humble storytelling bars. This whole "I'll smoke a rapper" energy came out of nowhere. But for hip-hop as a whole, this was a totally terrible move.
How you apologize to the who dissed you and called you trash? Called your discography a light pack.
I am sad. Just the competitive spirit of the thing. It's like, oh man, you told me all this time you was ready for this, you wanted this, you was looking for the in the daytime with a flashlight. You the best. Keep comparing me to these. This is a facade. They not who they say. You tell me all this and then you do that.
In the eyes of some, Cole had left them feeling betrayed.
Can never come back from this. He gotta cut his dreads.
There go your boy Maul.
That's your man's.
That's your
That's
man.
your man.
That's your man Maul, yo.
Crazy.
Yo, that's another one who got a lot of heat, yo. It's like, it go J. Cole, then it go Maul next. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
He been feeling a lot of heat ever since this whole situation. His career never been the same since it
Ain't
started.
never been the same.
Facts.
Cole had left them feeling betrayed.
Can never come back from this. He gotta cut his dreads. He gotta go back to waves.
Damn.
This gotta do so much rebranding after last night.
He gotta go back to college. He has to do another 4 years.
He said this man got to do so much rebranding after this. Cut the dreads. He completely got to start over.
Yeah, just scrap the whole project.
I never seen this. This is crazy.
This gotta do so much rebranding after last night.
He gotta go back to college. He has to do another 4 years.
Once thought to be on the same side as Drake in the beef, Cole then muddied things even further when he showed up on Future and Metro's sequel to the project that he was dissed on in the first place. As a result, people don't know where to stand with him at the moment. Ayo, Cole got me confused right now.
You do your thing, and you do it well.
Down at all.
Now,
They
it's
not
time
letting
to
Cole
do
lay
it
down.
On his heels.
How you sneak this for years, and then when he actually disses you in Drake on Future's album, you respond and apologize for the response, then hop on Future's next album. If you were trying to lose fans so you can live more peacefully in society, congratulations, you're doing great. When faced with competition
Yeah, and that's crazy because I seen on Instagram earlier, J. Cole was in a Tesla store trying to get a Tesla, and he touched it. And Tiny touched it. It came over like shooting away, like, get out of here. Because you know how he be looking. They didn't know he was J. Cole. And they didn't know. You know what I'm
They didn't
saying?
know who he was.
And then somebody posted, the fall off has already started. And it's like, it's crazy.
live more peacefully in society, congratulations, you're doing great. When faced with competition from a friend and peer he respected, Cole proved that the competitive drive he once thought he had was missing. However, when we consider the course of events that happened later in this video, you'll see that J. Cole may have actually made a good decision in opting out of this beef. As a result, this has registered as one of the biggest, if not the biggest, L in a career. As in the past, Cole has been the man who's left other rappers scrambling to recover and escape a run-in with the Ville's finest with their careers intact. Seriously, I mean, just look at what happened to Lil Pump. The whole thing started out of nowhere. Back when he was on his come-up, the Floridian rapper decided to take some shots at the Dreamville CEO on a track simply titled Fuck J. Cole.
Nigga, fuck J. Cole.
Though that's maybe a sentiment some people share after he apologized to K-Dot, that really wasn't the case back then. So with Cole unwilling to take that kind of slander from a rapper miles below him, Lil Pump got thoroughly sunned on 1985. A track which basically buried an entire generation of SoundCloud rappers. Cole outlined what the future would look like for Pump.
He killed them. He like basically outlined what the future for all of them was gonna look like. Save your money, this game spit you out, and then if you go look back in time, he called it.
It's crazy.
The buzz of tracks like Gucci Gang tapered off, saying,
I know you think this type of revenue is never ending, but I wanna take a minute just to tell you that ain't true. One day them kids that's listening gon' grow up and get too old for that shit that made you blow up.
Now your show's looking light cause they don't show up.
Right.
Which unfortunately mean the money slow up.
Right.
Now you scrambling and hoping to get hot again.
Right.
But you forgot you only pop cause you was riding trends. Now you old news and you going through regrets cause you never bought that house but you got a Benz. And a bunch of
Even though he got thoroughly
You did it backwards. You ain't got a house, but you got a Benz. You should have got the house and not the Benz. Got a Honda Accord. You know what I mean? Popped a little bit more.
Yeah.
But he just broke everything down, and it's you're like, where's this guy at now?
Yeah, that's the guy that everybody looking for.
Yeah, this is the guy. Last time I seen him, he was doing something like Trump during the presidency. I don't know if you remember that when President Trump was running 4 years ago. He came out with him. He called him Lil Pimp. You remember that? He's like, Lil Pimp. It was Lil Pump.
1985, Pump responded with more hate for Cole. Wisely, he didn't do it on a track this time.
He didn't know his name.
Wow, you get so much props. You just a 17-year-old. Lame ass jit.
Looking to be the bigger person, Cole then sat down for a special filmed conversation. And suddenly, all that chaotic bravado we were used to seeing from the Esquedet rapper disappeared.
I mean, but now I kind of get it. Because, like, we make different type of music, so people, like, they'll feel some type of way, like, oh, f this, f that. When I started doing that, people were just like, fuck it, you know? That was like basically like the trend, like,
started the trend.
You know? Everybody saying fuck J. Cole, whatever, blah, blah. It wasn't even like serious, like.
I remember that time. It did start a trend because it was like people were just showing a lot of footage of people at concerts saying that. It was going over and over. That's why they had that conversation. And I think it was even grown men and then even two.
He look like a buster right now.
Oh, which one?
Lil Pump. He look like a buster right now because he's just like yeah. Yeah, I just think people were saying like you look like a buster right now.
Yeah. But they were squashing the beef. I remember this time in a situation where they squashed it because at this time. And anytime, J. Cole's not really somebody that's trying to. He's not gonna go at you with like 50 Cent will come at you. Right. So it was easy for them two to sit down because
it's always cool to see people squash. But I'm watching. Yeah. It look like a buster move right now.
Facts, exactly.
Yeah, this shit's hard.
Since then, Pump's career has been in a tailspin. After his original gimmick stopped selling tickets, he had a brief stint as a Trump rapper and even tried to do some metal style tracks, but nothing has stuck. And after his first 2 records were certified gold, his third album, Lil Pump 2, failed to chart at all, leaving many to claim that J. Cole's prediction came true. Not above throwing shots at a wounded opponent, Cole referenced Lil Pump's fall off on the 2021 track Lion King on Ice, where he explained why he tried to reason with Pump back then. In the aftermath of all this, Pump seems to be the only guy who doesn't know it's over for him, or the role that coming at Cole did in determining his downfall.
Do you feel like he predicted kind of like what ended up happening with your rap career?
Nope.
No.
I'm still here.
Lil Pump doesn't want to admit J. Cole was right. And shout out to Kev for asking that question. Imagine how much more respect Pump would have got if he would have just said J. Cole was right. And I was young at the time. Instead of acting like he's still popping. SMH. Here, we see what J. Cole is capable of when he really wants to sink his...
Point, he was on, what's his name, Bootleg Kev? Nobody consider that a big platform. You feel what I'm saying? Like that. You feel what I'm saying? Like saying I'm still here. Like you're not like on one of them bigger platforms saying that it's different. But
right.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta be humble out here.
Yeah. Know where you at.
Into someone in a beef. But as embarrassing as that was, Cole actually isn't the only GOAT contender to backtrack in a beef or apologize. As when Jay-Z came at the legendary Nas, he was forced to come back with his cap in his hand. During his early career, Hov had developed a reputation for ruthlessness that made you think nothing was off limits when he was in a beef. During his feud with Mobb Deep, for example, Hov delved into...
Were there jokes you left out of your set in the roast of Tom Brady?
So many. I'd like to say that the proceeds from tonight's show will
into Prodigy's past and put a picture of him as a dancer on the Summer Jam screen. And when he started engaging in a beef with Nas, no one expected him to ever crumble. It all started with a few shots back and forth between Nas and Rockefeller protege Memphis Bleek. But when it came time for Jay to release the landmark album The Blueprint, Jay decided to diss Nas himself, claiming that he only had one hit album every 10 years. After that, he hinted at his relationship with Carmen Bryan, an ex-girlfriend of Nas's and his baby mama. But as good as the diss was, the rap game basically changed when Nas decided to drop his response on Ether. Widely regarded as one of the greatest diss tracks of all time, the track swept through the industry and the street.
I was like kind of like we were talking about at the beginning of the video where you, like you said, you think it's mud and you step over there and it's quicksand. That's exactly a great situation that what this is right here.
Yeah, because it got real quick.
Yeah, this was over after this.
alike. And from the outset, Jay couldn't handle the heat. And even people like Razcast remember him freaking out about the track in public.
They played Ether in the club and Jay was heated.
No, he was.
And I remember that. I just remember he sent Dame like, yo, tell that nigga to turn that shit off. But the club was going up.
Yeah.
And that's when I knew it was over. And the DJ was not, he was like, that. And he played that shit. Right. And the club went up.
Yeah.
And that's when I knew
club going up.
The streets is smoking. The DJ played it, and Jay was in the building.
Looking to try and fire back,
Could you imagine that? Like, yo, they in the building supposed to show you some respect. Only play your diss records. Only play your song. Yo, we gonna play your no op stuff, and the club is going up while we playing it. You almost gotta leave at that point.
You talking about turn it off, and he like, nah, big.
I'm gonna spin it a couple more times.
I'm gonna run this back.
Super Ugly, a diss track which really focused on him hooking up with Carmen Bryan in a pretty graphic fashion.
I came in your belly back seat, skeeted in your Jeep, left condoms on your baby seat. She was kissing my when you was kissing that bitch.
Despite that being a pretty savage bar,
I was never a fan of that song. I was never a fan of none of his diss songs towards Nas. I didn't think it was good, especially not compared to Ether.
Yeah, Ether was just a whole nother level. That's real talk, bro.
Could have maybe turned the tide in the beef. All the momentum he could have had died down when his mom made him apologize for the diss live on air during an interview with Angie Martinez. Mom put in a call and said that went too far, Jay said at the time. And she's never ever called me about music. So I was like, okay, I'll shut it down. Once again, I apologize, he said. I feel like I didn't think about women's feelings or Nas's former girlfriend's feelings, or even my mom. It was really like, let me meet your level of disrespect with this level of disrespect. An apology which aired on Hot.
I think that's almost lost in today's generation of people listening to what their mom say. Like, in these times, people actually took what their mom said serious. She had the air. But I feel like with this younger generation, their mom can say whatever, and they still, man, look at here, I'm not doing none of that. I'm paying for your house. I'm doing X, Y, and Z. You better not call me with that no more.
Do is say what they're going to say. This is wild.
Yeah, it's crazy.
7 and was heard by the entirety of New York. Angie Martinez said something was really different about Jay when he had to do that.
He was not comfortable. And it's all the interviews, I had interviewed him maybe 4 or 5 times already by that point in our careers. And he was always, always confident, always whatever, ran the show.
I think he said something from his mom.
It was he said his mother heard it and was like, why would you say that? He was, I guess she was disappointed in him for some of the things he said in Super Ugly, so he apologized. But what I remember about that day, and for me, what I don't know, just was a moment was after, because I felt bad. I never seen him like somewhat defeated and that.
Years later, this would be viewed as the moment that Hove lost. And according to his former partner turned enemy, Dame Dash, it even had an impact on Rockefeller Records as a whole.
And then when he went and apologized and shit, I was like, oh, I was hitting him from the thing like, get off the radio, we looking crazy.
Years later, the two...
You wouldn't expect Dame to say nothing about what you just heard Dame say. Like, yo, we a gangster rap label and you over here apologizing, get off of the radio. You just crumble paper by the phone, say it's a disconnection and hang up. Static, that's it.
Style. But the shadow of the beef still looked over both men's careers. But while this beef was very real, and the damage done was the result of both men getting in their feelings, there are other times when rappers manage to embarrass themselves without anyone's help. Just look at what happened to The Game during his feud with Eminem. Both proteges of Dr. Dre, Shady and the Compton rapper were never on bad terms. They even collaborated on We Ain't from The Game's album entitled The Documentary. And even when he and 50 Cent had their whole conflict where he was kicked out of G-Unit, Game always said he had the utmost respect for M.
Eminem is Eminem. If you notice in hip hop, Eminem is the only rapper that nobody ever wants a problem with, including myself, man. Eminem is like the most lyrically insane.
Despite the fact that the Compton MC...
And then he dropped two Eminem disses after that. Yo, this guy right here did this everybody in the game. I don't think there's anyone besides Wack 100 who the game hasn't dissed. And Drake.
Period.
Yeah, facts.
Has been involved in so many conflicts with other rappers over the years, and previously said he wasn't an instigator.
I don't with niggas, I don't battle niggas, I don't beef with niggas, I don't start shit. Unless I hear my name or unless a nigga calling me out, then I'm coming.
Game would disprove all of that.
Yeah, all of that.
that after he was left out of the Super Bowl halftime show, which featured Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, and a whole host of other guest stars, including Eminem. After it went down, Game was clearly salty about Shady being there and him sitting at home as it went down in his home city.
We on the West Coast are the only that have this crab in the barrel mentality where we want to keep down. Snoop is an icon. Dre is an icon. M is an icon, but M is not from LA. 50 is not from LA, and I'm not taking away from the fact that they were on the Super Bowl, but LA have been on a Detroit Super Bowl or a New York Super Bowl. It just wouldn't have happened. LA all around the Super Bowl, and I don't get the call. I was hurt by that.
He didn't get the call because 50 Cent was there. You and 50 Cent got drama with each other. They had to say to themselves, is it a big moment with Dre, M, and 50, or Dre, M in the game? Of course, the answer is 50 Cent without a question.
Yeah, it's just the way the cookie crumbles.
Yeah, facts. That's like when Jordan told the NBA for the Olympics, if Isaiah Thomas go, I'm not going.
I'm not going.
You feel what I'm saying?
Make a decision.
So it wasn't hard for the NBA to Isaiah Thomas or Michael Jordan. It was an easy business decision.
It's a business decision.
The whole tone of how the game responded to Eminem changed in an episode of The Drink Champs, where he would go on to make a very bad decision.
Eminem is Eminem. I like Eminem. He's one of the fucking good MCs. He raps fella. I used to think Eminem was better than me. He not.
Oh, man.
He's not. Challenge it. It's not drama. I want smoke with Eminem, him and him.
The game would go on to diss Eminem multiple times after this, saying things like no one plays Eminem songs in the club, to much weirder stuff, like creeping on his daughter's IG pics. The result of that desire for smoke was the track, The Black Slim Shady, a diss track from the game that also seemed to be praising him more than anything. As a result, fans were confused by what the point was.
It's a little slime ball tactic, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna slide on the man IG picture. I just couldn't let that just roll, just in my head.
Yeah, in my head, but it's like, yo, for real.
A slime ball tactics.
Yeah.
Down the line, he'd make it clear that he was just in his feelings.
Throwing shots at Eminem and beefing with Eminem. It was just me being upset with Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre can't out-rap me, so I just went at M, just because that's just how I get sometimes. But it's always competitive. It ain't like I'm gonna see M and be like, what's up now? You know what I'm saying?
What's up now?
You know what I'm saying? And then M took his shots on a record that dropped. And M is a funny guy.
After all that effort from the game, M only needed a couple of bars to put the former Aftermath artist back in his place on the song The Realest.
And that is the only retort, is I'm not played in the club. Motherfucker put a cork in it. Only reason they still play your shit in the club is cause you still perform in them.
In that situation, Game...
I heard that bar. I didn't know that was for the game. I just thought you were talking to random rappers, but it's nice to know that shot really had a landing destination on it when it came out, because I heard it and I didn't know it was a game.
Yeah, he hit him with the performing them. I was like,
it's crazy.
It's crazy.
Only reason they still play your shit in the club is because you still perform in them.
In that situation, Game was left looking pretty stupid. But it was nothing compared to what happened when Drake stepped in the ring with Pusha T. Back in the day before he was a superstar in his own right, Drizzy was a big fan of Clips. In particular, Pusha T himself.
Yeah, I was looking for like autograph stuff from Clips because I was like a really, really big Clips fan. Some search words led me to this guy in Virginia. We had a microphone that Pusha T used during the show. It was like plastic, but it had his autograph on it. I used to pretend I was doing interviews on the red carpet and perform all the Clip songs in my basement with the mic. At the time, it meant the world to me.
But once he became linked up to Young Money, he would inherit what was Lil Wayne's long-standing feud with Clips, which started over who got to wear Bape. Seriously, if I ever have to do a breakdown of the pettiest reasons for beef, that'll be near the top of the list.
That's definitely petty. Because who was wearing Bape first? We beefing over that? It's smoke over who started wearing someone else's clothing brand that none of us own. We're beefing over that. It makes zero sense.
It's like, yo, I'll put that on.
And Bape's not even in style no more.
Right.
Anyway, once he signed up to Weezy, Pusha and Drake exchanged a lot of shots. From tracks like Tuscan Leather to HGTV Freestyle, they exchanged little jabs over the years. Pusha would shade Drake's contracts, Drizzy would say that Push was never a drug lord as he claimed, and so it went on until May of 2018 when Push unveiled Infrared, a track which brought up Drizzy's ghostwriting rumors with bars like, "How could you ever right your wrongs when you don't even write your songs?" The stage was set.
Make that make sense.
Make it make sense.
How you ever gotta right your wrongs when you don't even write your song? Pusha T always had a crazy pen.
That's crazy. Like, where do you start?
Yeah.
fully fledged battle. Shortly after, Drake dropped Duppy Freestyle, a song which took aim at both Pusha and Kanye. But his one major flaw was making it personal with Push when he decided to drop his fiance's name in the track, where he said, "I told you keep playing with my name and I'ma let it ring on you like Virginia Williams." And if you know anything about hip hop, you know it's a cardinal sin to mention someone's wife or family in a song. At the time, people probably figured Pusha was gonna clap back pretty hard, but they had no way of knowing just how hard he would come at Drake on the now infamous song Story of Adidon, where he unveiled the existence of Drake's secret child with former ex.
It's crazy.
Check it out. Mad simple. After you set up
you
your
open
account,
that
all you
door,
gotta do is
I'm
go up and hit the
storming
upload
through.
button.
X-rated star Sophie Brousseau. It's safe to say that this news brought hip-hop to a complete standstill, while the resurfaced photo of Drake in blackface on the cover didn't exactly help either.
You are hiding a child, let that boy come home. Deadbeat motherfucker playing border patrol. Ooh.
Nick, you got kids? I hope that ain't real. You got kids, Nick?
Yeah.
Ooh, shit. Oh my God. You really have to fight this nigga. Push it. I gotta fight you, nigga. This ain't even directed to me. You gotta fight me.
Get the
this is
blicky.
disrespectful.
Yeah.
Alongside ruining Drake's plans to unveil his son as part of an Adidas campaign, the move basically destroyed Drake's image as the kind of guy women wanted to be with. And considering this was a big part of his image, this was devastating from Push. As a result, Drake had nothing to do but to concede defeat.
It was a genius play in the game of chess, and definitely, warranted my first quote-unquote, loss in the competitive sport of rapping. By choice, obviously, because I bowed out after realizing.
By choice. I never heard nobody say I lost by choice.
Yo, and that seems like the thing that he likes to stick to. By choice, I bowed out.
If I would have stayed there, it would have been over with. But by choice, I took. Come on, man. This guy's crazy.
I had other things going on in my agenda.
Of rapping. By choice, obviously, because I bowed out after realizing like the gap between us allowed him to drop, a bomb on the world. That really became that was all anyone cared about.
And although Jay Prince claimed that he prevented things from intensifying, the fact that he was told by another man not to respond didn't reflect well on him. All in all, the whole situation left one massive stain in Drake's legacy. As while he had previously gained a lot of respect for taking down Meek Mill, which I've talked about extensively on my channel, it proved that he could be beaten. As a result, Pusha is savoring his victory to this day. Even when Drake released his diss track titled Push-Ups, which took shots at everyone from Kendrick to Metro Boomin and The Weeknd, people till this day are still mentioning the fact that Drake still hasn't responded to Push. I just wanted to point out that after all these years of mob talk by Drake, nobody ever laid a finger on Pusha T, not a pinky nail.
However, Drake did not take that advice. And when he responded to Kendrick's Euphoria by dropping his song Family Matters, the Sixth God officially crossed the line with thought, as he falsely accused Kendrick of putting the beats on his wife, who he also claimed had an affair with Kendrick's longtime friend and business partner, Dave Free. As Kendrick said not to tell a lie about him and he won't tell the truth about you, he actually stood on business. With that, Kendrick has been coming for Drake's neck ever since. And he literally dropped 3 tracks within 48 hours of the release, targeting Drake and completely tearing apart his character at any given moment. Kendrick's disses are all very personal and make crazy accusations about Drake, such as the fact that he's a PDF file and that multiple people in his entourage are predators as well. Where Drake was once begging Kendrick to drop and telling people like academics that he was waiting 10 years to go back and forth with Kendrick, his fans are now begging him to stop. And Kendrick is now beating Drake at his own game. Since the song dropped, Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us has gone #1 on the Billboard charts, became the most streamed song in one day on Spotify, and also became the most streamed song in a week in Spotify history. And in Drake fashion, Kendrick Lamar's diss track is now being played at clubs. No matter who you are or how many records you've sold, there's no one that's exempt from getting embarrassed in a beef. So rappers should always proceed with caution before they start one, as it might just be a horrible idea. Another embarrassing rap beef is Eminem versus Benzino, but if you guys are interested in that video, you can click it on the screen.
It's crazy. It's Trey TV. Let's get it.
This is Lamar Wilson here representing Ghetto Action News Network _ all lower cases.
No spaces.
You'll find us on Facebook and Instagram. Just follow the page, share something, scroll, leave some comments, have a good time. We're gonna get right into it.
Let's get it.
rap beef been going on for a long time.
Since the beginning of rap, pretty much.
Since the beginning of rap, man. You know, but these are a couple of the highlighted beefs.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty dope. When I think back, out of all the ones that were mentioned, that Jay-Z and Nas just stick out to me.
Always.
Just because it's almost like it don't do it any justice because everybody thinks everything was moving the same way with the streams.
Yeah.
But they were still selling disc albums and whatnot. And they was caught in that weird time with LimeWire and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that was moving quick. Everybody heard about that. But I thought the content in this was pretty dope. I enjoyed it. What you think?
I think it was great. The whole seeing some of the battles that went on. Some of them I forgot about. I forgot about the Lil Pump and J. Cole situation even happened. I definitely knew about the game and Eminem because we reacted to that. So I definitely knew about it. But the one that stands out to me the most, like you said, is Jay-Z and Nas. You just had to be there to understand what happened at that time. Even when people tell people about the Kendrick and Drake beef in the future, you're going to have to really be there to get it and understand everything that took place. But I think this right here was a good video. I can't wait to do more stuff like this. But until then, it's your boy Trey TV, and I'm out.